Today, we are diving into a really powerful training program. It's called When I Say No, I Feel Guilty, and it's all about using brain science to finally get a handle on assertiveness. So let's just jump right in.
Let me just ask you something straight up. Do you ever get that awful knot in your stomach when you have to turn someone down? That little wave of guilt that just makes you want to go, fine, yes, just to keep the peace? Yeah, you are definitely not the only one.
And look, this feeling, it's pretty much universal. This quote from the program itself just captures that internal battle perfectly. Of course we want to be helpful. We don't want to be that person who always says no, but the internal cost of always saying yes can be, well, incredibly high.
But here's where it gets really interesting. This isn't just about feeling bad for a moment. It's actually about a pattern, and that pattern can lead you straight into what this program calls the manipulation trap.
That's right. That constant need to say yes isn't some quirky personality trait. It is a genuine point of vulnerability. It's a pattern that other people, and hey, sometimes they don't even mean to, can learn to use to get exactly what they want, usually at your expense.
So here's the real kicker. The tools that manipulators use aren't anything external. They're your own feelings. That anxiety, that guilt that pops up whenever you even think about saying no, those are the very levers they pull. This program is all about teaching you how to see that happening and how to take back control. And this slide just breaks it down so well. It shows the choice we feel like we're constantly making. On one side, you've got face-giving, prioritizing what other people think of us just to avoid any friction. And on the other side, self-suffer, where we're the ones who end up paying the price, emotionally and mentally. But what if there's a third option, a better one? And this, right here, is where everything starts to shift. This is the big turning point. We're talking about taking your power back by truly understanding your fundamental rights as a human being.
Just let that sink in for a second. This is the absolute foundation of it all. You have the right to set your own priorities, to protect your own time and energy and well-being, without having to feel guilty about it. It isn't selfish, it's completely essential.
So the program actually lays out this whole bill of rights for being assertive that most of us never even realized we had. I mean, just imagine the freedom of being able to say, I don't know, without feeling stupid, or not having to come up with a million excuses for your decisions. This is all about internalizing these rights until they just become a part of who you are.
Okay, so you get it. You understand your rights, but how do you actually put them into practice, especially when you're under pressure, right? Well, that's where the science comes in. This isn't just theory, it's a real practical toolkit.
This training gives you skills you can actually use. You'll finally understand the brain science behind that deep-seated survival response, that fight or flight thing that triggers the guilt. You'll learn what's called assertive persistence to replace that quiet passivity with real confidence. And you'll get the social communication skills to make sure you never feel tongue-tied in a tough conversation ever again.
And let's be super clear about something. Being assertive is not about being aggressive or just steamrolling other people. Not at all. It's about finding that sweet spot, being able to work out a compromise that's okay for everyone. But, and this is the crucial part, without ever sacrificing your own self-respect to get there.
All right, now for the big one, the question a lot of people are probably thinking right now. What happens when I actually start saying no? What about the pushback, the criticism? Well, the program has a whole section on this, because honestly, it's one of the biggest fears we all have.
So one of the coolest and most powerful techniques you'll learn is called fogging. It's this incredible skill that just totally disarms criticism. Instead of jumping to defend yourself, you learn how to calmly agree with any little bit of truth in what the other person is saying. It completely diffuses the whole situation. It's wild.
So how does it actually work? It's a few simple steps. First, you just agree with any truth you can find in their criticism. Then, you might agree with the odds. Something like, you're right, there's a chance this might not work. You can even agree in principle with their logic. And then, after all that, you just calmly restate what you've decided to do. It is an absolute game changer.
So, you put all this together, where does it lead? What's the ultimate outcome of mastering all these skills and really embracing your assertive rights? Well, it's all about building a more confident, a more authentic future for yourself.
And that's the promise right there. It's not just what you say, it's how you say it. To be able to communicate your boundaries and your decisions clearly, calmly, and with a real, unshakable confidence, that is the goal.
Now, you can see how this training is absolutely perfect for professionals, people in HR, marketing, finance, senior management. But honestly, it's truly for anyone who's just tired of letting guilt run their life and wants to start using proven science to communicate way more effectively.
So I'm just going to leave you with this final thought. Just imagine for a second all the time, the energy, the stress you could save. Think about the projects you could finally focus on, the boundaries you could set. What could you really truly accomplish when saying no doesn't come with guilt anymore, but instead it comes with freedom?